Hey there, sorry for the interruption. Someone tried to call me, figures. Anyway, so going back to this, if you remember the last video cut out, when I was looking at all my like terms, I made the new expression, but then I recalled that I had to have twice that expression, so I had to throw out that first choice because that was a distractor. I wasn't done when I did this one. Now I've got to double both of these. So if I double -2, I get -4, and then x squared. Nothing changes with the x. Then I double the -3, and I get -6. So that means this is my answer for this one, for number 13. Moving on to 14. Looking at this, what are the solutions? Remember, solutions means answers, right? To this equation. Well, you'll notice that on one side of the equation, it says 3, and then parentheses, x minus 4, parentheses, and we have a squared there, equals 27. So just to be logical, not to try to make this harder than it is, we're going to go to our favorite spot on the calculator, y equals. We're going to clear out that last one we did. We're going to type in just this part, because see how there's an equals here that kind of separates it? I'm literally going to plug this expression into my calculator. So I'm going to have 3 parentheses, then I have the variable, minus 4, and the parentheses squared. I'm going to hit graph. I know I'm not going to see much on this graph, a little bit there, but what I really want to do is go to the table. So second graph again, and look, I want to know, when does this equal 27? So I'm looking at this table, right? And I want to know, when does it equal 27? Well, let's see here. If I look very carefully, there's a 27, right? So I'm looking down here, so at 1 it equals 27. Might happen again, according to this, it looks like it should, because the only answer down here that has 1 in it also has 7, so we better check to see if 7 worked. So we go down here. Oh, look at that. Ding, ding, ding. There's our answer. So both 1 and 7, when I put them in this expression, will equal 27 in the end. Do you see that? It equals 27. So now we had, what did we have before? We had, let's see, 24. So we have 2 more from this, 2 more from this. We're up to our mythical 28. So if we can get all of those questions right, we'll get the 28 points. But you know, we're human, we tend to make mistakes. So let's find some more questions that will help us out and get us over the hump, okay? This one, I'll be honest with you, not only is there a lot of writing, I understand that, but the way they've chosen to set this up can be very frustrating to understand. I'm going to make a decision to skip this one and hope that I still have enough. Like, keep track in your head that you don't skip too many. But this one, I would just make a guess on when you take your Regents exam. But for right now, we're going to go on to one that I know you can get. So we're going to finish this page, which we're going to jump to number 16. We have the 15 members of the French Club sold candy bars to help fund their trip to Quebec. The table below shows the number of candy bars each member sold. What's nice about this table is they've already arranged it from the kid who didn't sell any candy bars, and then they go up in number, you can see that, right? Until the kid who sold 120 candy bars. Whoa, it's a lot. So now when we read this question, we got to be careful. When referring to the data, which statement is false? So I want to know which one of these is wrong. Because when I look at this, there's some that jump out at me. I'm not sure about this. As a matter of fact, I'm going to suspect that this is wrong, because just because there's a mode doesn't mean it's a good measure. So I'm going to guess that this is the false answer, but let's check the other ones. Here we go. One question. The data has 2 outliers. Outliers means something very different from the rest. But you can see here, the kid who sold nothing, very different from the one who sold 35. Then all of these are relatively close. And then, oh, look at this, here's 120, way outsold everybody else. Those are the two outliers. So this is a true statement, so that's out. Can't be false if it's true, right? Median. Median means the middle number. Because this is lined up from least to most, look at that, dead center, 53, so that one is true. That can't be the answer. Range. Range, in this case, I said before it was the y values. It is, but in a list of numbers like this, it's literally the most minus the least. So the kid who sold the most was that 120. The kid who sold the least was 0. So 120 is indeed the range. This is true, so it can't be the answer, and as we suspected, mode is almost never the best way to measure central tendency. So that instance is usually the one that will be false, and in this case it certainly is. Yay! Okay, so that gives us a cushion of 2 points in case we make a silly mistake up there. So we're still passing. See you in the next round.